Guys, so I am being led to share my testimony. Normally, I am I keep a closed life. Only maybe like 5 people know what goes on in my life at a time. And even them, they don't know everything. um, I stay locked in with God. My secrets goes to Him. But I'm being led to share my testimony of the time when I attempted to take my own life for the third and last time. Because that's stupid. Don't do that. Don't take your life, right? But I want to start by saying I had a supervisor that asked me, "How do you stay so calm in the midst of everything?" Because we had somebody from corporate coming in, and everyone was running around like a chicken with their head cut off. And I'm like, okay, if you do your work, you don't have to worry when the supervisors come in. Just do what you're supposed to do. And she's like, "How do you stay so calm?" I said, "God," because I really do walk with an air of cockiness, an air of confidence, because I know where my confidence lies, and it only lies in God. So that's always my thing. How do you stay so calm when everything is out of control? God. God. That's simply my answer. And lately I've been thinking, I was like, I've walked through the valley of the shadow of death. So I don't care nothing about what no man, and when I say man, I don't mean like male, man as in humans, can do to me, because been there, done that. I don't fear much, you know, because I know who my life belongs to. I know who has my soul. So even if they kill the body, they can't have my soul. They can't have my spirit. They can't take what's in me. So, but yeah, I want to share back in 2008, the last time I attempted to take my life. And I want to call this "The Cabinet Was Empty." So let's rewind to 2008. The setting, Plantation, Florida. I was about 20 something. Yeah, in my 20s. I remember my nephew, OC. He was almost a year old. I was living with them for a while. My nephew and I were that's my baby. So my sister, my oldest sister, she had him late 20s, and she didn't know this, but I saw the results on the table, that she was pregnant, and I was in the living room just jumping with joy. I was just so happy because, oh my God, my sister is having a baby. I had a niece at the time, and but she was in Jamaica, my first niece. But she was in Jamaica, so I didn't really get to be with her much. So for my sister here in America having a baby, I was so excited. And then when I found out it's a little boy, I was super excited. I don't know, I'm just kind of like a boy mom kind of thing. But back in 2008, after he was born, I was staying with them for a while. And I remember I was babysitting him. My sister was gone, I believe, to work. His dad was gone. Everybody, it was just me and my nephew in the house. And I remember sitting downstairs with him in my arms, trying to get him to go to sleep. And I used to watch a lot of TBN back then. And Paula White was preaching some prosperity thing. But it was so strange because she was preaching, but it wasn't comforting. I was all in my head. Like I was so depressed. I was so sad. I was like so hopeless. And she's preaching, and it's like the more she preached, the sadder I get. And I'm like, something is wrong. Something is just wrong. And at the time I was going through my, immigration process. It was taking forever, so I wasn't working, and nothing was working. Nothing was going on for me. So, yeah, that day I was babysitting my nephew, and a spirit of heaviness came over me, a spirit of hopelessness. And I'm like, I just don't want to live anymore. And I remember having the baby in my arms, and he fell asleep. And I was determined that I was going to put him to bed, and I was going to overdose. And he fell asleep. I took him upstairs. I put him in bed. I gave him a kiss, and I was like, all right, this is it. When my sister gets home, she'll find me. It is what it is. But I went to the cabinet, and there was nothing I could take. There was no Tylenol. There was absolutely no form of medicine in the cabinet. I'm telling you, God was looking out for me that day, because I searched everywhere. I searched all the bedrooms. I searched the drawers. I searched the medicine cabinet. There was nothing there. And I I was at my lowest, and all I could remember was my choir director. I used to sing on the youth choir at the Faith Center, and I called my choir director because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to call. I didn't know where to turn, and I called my choir director, and when he picked up the phone, all I could say was, "Help me." That's the only thing that could come out. I was crying. I was so over it. And I was like, "Help me." And he said, "Hold on. I got somebody you can talk to." At the time, he was working with my mentor, Dr. Daly. Before she became my mentor, of course. He was working with Dr. Daly, and he passed the phone to her. And, she's like, "What's going on?" And I try to tell her what was going on, and she's like, "Okay, I'll come in. You can come in and see me." She has a purpose discovery class, and she's like, kind of like, "Can I trust you to not do anything stupid?" Because one thing about my mentor, she is really she's feisty. She is feisty, and you tell her you want to kill yourself, she's like, "Okay, then do it," because she know you're not gonna do it. Because if you really wanted to do it, you wouldn't be. So she's like, "Can I trust you to not do anything stupid until can you come see me tomorrow?" And I giggled because I'm like, this lady is hilarious. And I said, "I promise I'll see you tomorrow." So the next day I went to see her, and I think I took the bus, or my sister dropped me off. I don't remember. But when I got to see her, she gave me a scholarship to her program. To I think I had to go a couple times a week for a few weeks, and at the end, usually you end up with a book. And that's how I ended up publishing my first book, Inside My Heart, Inside My Mind, which is a book of poetry that I've been collecting since I was maybe about 13 or 14, because that's when life kind of took a turn for me. Because, the death of my first boyfriend on my 14th birthday. That really took a toll on me that I wasn't paying attention to. So I would write my feelings because that's my gift. My gift is writing. And I would write how I feel in poetry. And I went to see Dr. Daly, went through the program, and she's like, okay, well, I think this happened in probably August or so. And she's like, well, I need 5 more poems by like a day or a week or something. But she pushed me to really write, get it all out and stuff. And I did the homework, and I came up with the book, published in December 2008. And that was the last time I attempted to take my life, because from there I learned God was in control of everything that was going on with me. And everything I was going through is what made me who I am today. I can go through things and I can come out unscathed. I can go through the fire and come out not smelling like smoke, because I'm never in it alone. And I just want to encourage you to put your hope, put your faith, put your trust in God. He created you, and He knows what's inside of you. He knows who you are. And with life beating us up, it's easy to forget who we are. And most importantly, whose we are. But we belong to Him. Yeah, we belong to Him. And He has a plan for each of us. And I realize on the topic of self-deletion, it usually comes when you lose hope. You cannot lose hope. It usually comes when we try to take our life into our own hands. We don't own that life. We didn't give ourselves life. God gave us life. And we have no right. We have no right to take it. So if you're like depressed and you're feeling hopeless, start small. Read the word. You know what? Don't even read the word. Play the word. Because sometimes, you're reading and it gets a little boring or whatever. But when I feel hopeless, I normally just turn on YouTube and play the word. I let it soak into my spirit, because I still get depressed sometimes. I still get down, but it's life. It's life, and things happen. But you have to know where your hope lies, and your hope doesn't lie in your own hand. It lies in God. He created us for Himself. He gave you life for Himself. So we have to go back to the Creator. But that's 2008 when I tried to self-delete. And the cabinet was empty. Lucky for me, the cabinet was empty. And also I didn't want to leave any kind of trauma to my nephew, even though he was less than a year old. But I'm like, maybe pictures will come up and he'll probably be like, who is that? And somebody might say, oh, that was your auntie. She unalived herself while she was babysitting you. I didn't want him to have that. I didn't want him to feel like it was his fault. He actually saved me. And I have a special love for my nephew. Like, I love all my nieces and nephews, but that one right there, I have a special love for him because he was my saving grace. He was my reason to stick around. But But shout out to my nephew O for being that glimmer of hope for Auntie, that I am still here. And I get to walk in the love and the grace of God, the mercy of God. Thank God for seeing it fit to not allow me to delete myself. Thank God the cabinet was empty.